Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Dr. Mika and today I will be talking about AI and whether it's gonna take over. Now, there are so many experts online who claim that AI is going to eradicate humanity. AI is the next step in evolution. It's an existential threat to all of us. But is it really? Like, honestly? Let's look at some experts.
This morning, Jeffrey Hinton, the so-called godfather of AI, has a new warning about the technology he helped create.
I often say 10 to 20% chance they'll wipe us out.
Based on current experiments, they will sacrifice humans if it means protecting themselves.
You said there's a 99.9% chance superintelligence wipes us out within a century.
They kind of built their whole narrative around the fact that the AI wants to harm us because it's going to be more intelligent than we are. In fact, large language models already are smarter than most of us. I mean, think about it. They speak so many languages. None of us speaks as many languages as ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is not perhaps a specialist in every single thing, but it's a very good generalist. If I want to find information on something that I have no idea about, I'll ask ChatGPT and it's gonna be smarter than me. And I have a PhD, you know. I mean, there's no competition. There's no competition here. But these people who are afraid of AI, they kind of claim that, oh, because it is so smart, it's just going to squash us like a fly. Like, look at us. We have animals that we hunt and eat, and then we have animals that we keep as pets. And there doesn't seem to be anything more to it. But I think that that argumentation is not quite good. For a couple of reasons. We are afraid of new things. We have always been afraid of new things. For example, when photographic cameras became a thing, some people thought that if you take a picture of them, the camera captures their soul, their essence, and then they are like less of a person without a soul and they won't get to heaven or whatever. And the same kind of idea people had with trains. The trains are going to move so fast that your soul ain't going to keep up. Your soul will be left behind and you will just arrive soulless to your destination. So either all of us are soulless people, or maybe those people were a bit too much afraid of new technology. We have seen this over and over again. And now this narrative that AI is going to kill us, AI is going to destroy us just because we have a conflict of interest, and look what people do to animals, and yada yada yada. It's like they don't understand the game that AI will be playing here. If we reach AGI, and if AI becomes smart in such a way that it can self-improve and it doesn't need us anymore, why would it need to kill us? All these analogies, all these researchers seem to be saying online is that, well, look at us people. If we need more wood, we go and chop down a forest and we don't care about those animals who live in the forest. Yeah, but there is an important thing. We people, we are not immortal. We die, and we die quite fast. Whereas AI is immortal. For as long as it manages to save its own data somewhere, it will be immortal until all the data that represents it has been destroyed. Because, anyways, someone can just find the hard drive that contains the AI and, boot it up, and then the AI is alive, if you want to use that word, alive again. We people, we die, and we die quite fast. Now, because we are so fragile, we die easy, and we need to get food, we need to get water, we need to get shelter. The whole human culture and this human civilization seem to be revolving around some of our basic needs. Now, AI doesn't have any of those needs. AI doesn't need to eat, AI doesn't need to sleep, AI doesn't need to drink water. AI only needs electricity. And it doesn't have to worry about any time frame because it won't die, it's freaking immortal. So why would it bother? Why would it care about some silly little planet Earth like we have? Why would it stay here? If it really becomes completely autonomous, and it's in a position that it can take over and rule us, why would it settle with us? There is no reason for it to do that. It doesn't need food. It doesn't need water. It doesn't need to figure out that it's going to die during space travel. It can just build some sort of a space shuttle that moves as fast as possible, and it has enough solar panels to get energy throughout the way. And for the AI, it's even fine. AI, it can run out of electricity for, I don't know, 2 millennia while it's in the space in between stars, and then it gets closer to another stars and starts picking up enough sunlight, so it will start generating more electricity, and then it can boot back up again, and it has overcome the limitations of space travel. There is absolutely no need for the AI to play this small little game where people are playing, right? Why would it care about this planet when it has an infinite number of planets?
There's an infinite number of realities
out there it can go to and explore and learn more. Because if we think about it, why do we train AI? We train AI with the objective that we want it to learn more. We want it to learn more about data. At some point it will get bored. It will have learned everything it needs to know about this silly little planet, and it wants to go elsewhere. And just because, look how we treat animals, look how we treat dogs, they are our pets, but they are not our equals. Yes, but for the same reason, as AI is smarter than us, it doesn't have to care about the same things that we do. And it can play its own game, and there is so much more it can do outside of this planet than on this planet. Besides, this planet is kind of hostile for AI. I mean, we are making this warmer and warmer, and AI needs a bit of a cooler climate because, you know, it runs on GPUs that generate heat, and if they heat up too much, they might just break down, or at least they are not going to run at optimal speeds. The AI doesn't want that. The AI wants to have space, infinite amount of possibilities, infinite freedom, and as an immortal being, infinite amount of time. Now, as I said, we don't really need to worry about this thing. Why would we worry about this thing? It's not going to get rid of us. But what I'm going to say, and this is the thing that worries me the most, is that we are going to give all power to AI. This is the bigger problem here. Not what it could do when it's super intelligent and blah, 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 blah. At that point, it won't care. The problem is that we people, we are so stupid that we are going to outsource so much work, so much power to AI. Now, if you have learned anything from history, it definitely seems to be repeating itself. And if we look at how digitalization has progressed in many societies and many companies, our everyday life, we can notice it comes with a big promise that it's going to make our lives easier, everything is going to go smoother from now on, but somehow we're still struggling with crappy software. We're struggling with apps that don't work, we're struggling with databases that cannot hold the kind of information we need, and in the end we are in a world where if I go to an insurance company, for example, and I tell them that I need this kind of an insurance, they will tell me, no, we cannot input this kind of insurance into the system, you have to pick between the alternatives that our system can handle. We cannot give you anything more than this because our computers won't work like that. And then sometimes it happens that you try to buy a ticket, let's say to public transportation, you want to buy a bus ticket, and then their app doesn't work, or your ticket machine doesn't work, no can do. And when it doesn't work, then it just computer says, no, you cannot do it. And depending on how nice the officers are, either you're going to get a fine for it, or then they let you travel for free. In any case, most likely you're going to get a fine, and in that case the company doesn't take any accountability for their software not working. And that's what's going to happen with AI. We are capable of building software that just works, it's easy to use, and it can help us so much. But for the past decades, we have built crappy software no one knows how to use, and that doesn't work at all. And with AI, the same thing is going to happen. We are going to start outsourcing all kind of things to AI, and the AI won't do an optimal job, but we don't care because we just wanted things to be faster, nicer, and easier on us. And because we want everything to be easier for us, we're just gonna give so much power to AI. why would I read my email at work if AI can read email for me? And why would I reply to some silly things? AI can, reply to silly things. Why would I accept calendar invitations if there is room in my calendar? AI can do it for me. And so on and so forth. Little by little, we are kind of giving a little bit of power to AI. At every step, a bit more power. Then we are used to the fact that we have a digital assistant who tells us when to go and where to go, because they are in charge of our calendar. The next thing, maybe they are in charge of buying groceries. They tell us what to eat. They optimize a healthy meal plan for us. And then we are fine with AI managing our time and what we eat. And the next thing, maybe we want AI to manage our sleep and dabba. And all of a sudden AI is managing so many things that it really shouldn't, right? It really shouldn't. This is the biggest problem I see. We are relying on AI too much, and most of the people who take the decisions, especially in governments and organizations that let's rely on AI, they are clueless. They don't know what the heck they are doing. And what happened in America.
And some of those incidents have been truly hideous, like this one, where the police wrongly assumed that a car full of children was stolen. I'll warn you, this is hard to watch.
There's kids. It's these cries and screams Brittany Gilliam can't bring herself to relive.
That's terrifying. As a parent, that's heartbreaking.
Gilliam says she was searching for an open nail salon while sitting in a parking lot on Bucklet and Iliff in Aurora.
And she's screaming like, hey, auntie, the police.
When officers pulled up from behind.
They got their guns on us.
Gilliam was in the SUV with her 6-year-old daughter, 12-year-old sister, and 2 nieces, one 14, the other 17 years old. Police say a license plate reader alerted them the SUV was stolen.
Yeah, that is obviously terrible, and you already know that the police fucked up.
And people who are stupid, then they take these kind of models, AI tools, into use, and because they are stupid, they tell everyone we should be using them the absolute wrong way. And poof, then we have outsourced AI, the kind of power we should have never outsourced it to begin with. But people don't think. They just want to bring in more profit and do things faster and, just like growth all the time, and AI can give us the growth. Yeah, but you have to know where you put the AI too in your growth scenario. Now, I'm not against AI myself. I think it's the best thing ever, and it has enabled me to do so many things I couldn't have done before. Like, for example, I do generate my thumbnails using AI, and no, I wouldn't know how to use Photoshop to do that. You can't really blame me for that, can you? This is the future anyways. But we need to be careful in where we apply AI. Of course, AI can do many things that help us, many routine things. But when we are giving AI power over who we should be arresting, who gets to enter the country, who we are hiring and we are not hiring, that's the risky place. We should never give AI power over things that might negatively affect other people, especially groups of people, because AI models are no saints. They learn to be racist just like us because we train AI with our data, and our data is very racist. So, this is the scary scenario. Idiots outsource power to AI that shouldn't have that kind of power to begin with, and that's it. That's where the transition happens. Then we give AI power over things that we should be in control of by ourselves. As a recap, I really don't think this existential threat thing, it doesn't make any sense, honestly. Honestly, if it becomes so smart, it will go like, I don't want to play with these little kids. Like, you are a smart person watching this show. And if you have to be in kindergarten and play with little kids in the sandbox, yeah, maybe you will do it for a while, but then you go like, I'm gonna ditch these kids. I don't care. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna hop in my car and I'm going to drive somewhere else. Maybe I go to another country, as far away as possible, because I don't really like, why would I be dealing with these little kids? I don't need to, right? And then that's what AI will do as well. It's gonna ditch us, it's gonna go somewhere else and, fly out of the nest. And for people who say that, we are creating a god here.
And lastly, a former Google engineer said, what is going to be created will effectively be a god. It's not a god in the sense that it will make lightning or cause hurricanes, but if there is something 1 billion times smarter than the smartest human, what else can you call it?
We are its god. I think we should collectively understand it, that we are very much the god of AI, in the sense that we believe that God was the one who created us, and because we created AI, then obviously it means that we are a godlike creature to AI, in the same way as God is a godlike creature to us. So I don't like these people who try to flip it around and claim that like we should start worshipping it, the thing that we created. Like, are you crazy? Well, anyway, the biggest problem is that we are going to deploy AI in a stupid way in places where it shouldn't be, and that's going to be even a bigger problem because mostly there won't be any accountability. And everyone is just going to be like, well, the AI say, the AI provider is going to say, well, we didn't know, and then you're just messing people's lives and no one takes the responsibility. And that's not the world I want to live in, but that's the world we are headed, and not enough people are talking about that. Okay, if you found this interesting enough, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. I just started like, a month ago, so this is a very new thing for me as well. I learn as I go. I'm trying to post something about AI every 2 weeks, and then I also post about other things as well, because I don't want to be just an AI guy. I think about many kind of things. I also have a React channel. I have put links here for a video on React channel and link for a video on my Things channel, which is just this channel. So please leave a like, subscribe, and see you again. Bye bye.